Look at all these goodies I've been given by Mcalpine. I met up with Tyler yesterday, one of the sales reps. I basically reached out to Mcalpine and said, look, I like doing videos. I use your products all the time. Is there any products I can buy to do a review on or do a video on, or something that I've not tried before? And they said, we'll do one better. We'll send you a load out. So I met up with Tyler yesterday. Like I say, they're not paying me. They're not asked me to do a review. They're not asked me to do any videos. They've just said, here's some products, try them out, see what you like. If you want to do a video or if you want to do a review, that's completely up to you. Say what you want about them. You can slate them, do what you want, give us your opinion. So this is unbiased. I know I love them, but if there's anything I don't really like about them, then I'll say that. But let's have a look at what I got. Gloves. Really good. I've got quite small hands, chunky fingers, but the large actually fit me quite well. The good thing about these is really strong, he says, and I'll probably break one now. But they're really strong, hard wearing. I used them yesterday. He gave me them yesterday. I used 3 or 4 of them, not because they ripped, but because I was doing drainage. You know what it's like, you unblock it and then you need to get something from the van or look at your phone, so you take them off and put them somewhere else. But yeah, gloves. The good thing about these, biodegradable. So, you know, saving the planet and all that. It'd be really good to just chuck them in with your normal rubbish, and they're biodegradable. I'm not sure on price. You get 100 in a box. They're powder free, latex free, biodegradable as I said. Touch, so you can obviously use your phone. Knee pads. I've actually got them on me now. Hold on. You can tell that I'm doing honest review. I wear these ones, and I've been wearing these for years. I love these. I don't know if you can hear that, but these are like beads in there. They're like for floorers. These are really good. These are really good. I'm gonna try these out. I'm not convinced that I'm gonna keep wearing these, but obviously I've been given for free, so now I've got 2 pairs. The good thing about these is you can leave them in your trousers when you put them in the wash. Now, you know, as tradesmen, I wash my trousers about once a week. I'm a dirty bastard. But yeah, reduced knee pain, comfort, one size fits all, machine washable, robust and long lasting. I did try them, if we put them sort of side by side, you can see sort of size difference. But yeah, I'm going to give them a go. Like, I don't know if you can see on there, but you can see where they flare up. Whereas these ones, obviously, like a bendy ones, these do last. This is my 2nd pair in the last couple of years, and what you'll tend to find is they pinch down there, and then when you kneel on that bit, obviously that bit's not as protected as everywhere else. You can see where on the back how thick that is. Sorry, I'm not doing this in frame. I'm not professional. But yeah, you can see where it's obviously dipped, where I've been kneeling the most. So these should hold their shape a lot more. So I will put these in the trousers and give them a try. But that is the knee pads. I know they do the mat, the kneeling mat. I don't really like using kneeling mats because I move around a lot. So if I'm doing a kitchen tap or something like that, then yeah, the pad will be great. But when I'm doing multiple jobs in the house and moving up and down, I won't take that with me because I need my tools. So yeah. Ton dish. This is the Mac Ton 2, 15 to 22 mil, and obviously you've got your waist connection there, 1.25 inch. I've just got my G3, so I could be fitting a lot more of these. This has got the old fanny trap inside, so you can give that a clean out if you need to. It's a tight fit, which is good. So you've got the rubber seal there, and then you've got your old fanny trap. Lovely. Put that back in there. Screw that back on. Hold on. Putting this in real time. There you go. Now you've got your seal. Then yeah, you've just got your connections and stuff there. He did tell me that this does count as the 300. I might have misheard him, but on the on here, as you can see, it's saying the bottom of that knuckle. So this part, the bottom of there to your first elbow is 300, which I thought it was, but I might have misheard him. I thought he said that this counts as your 300 to the elbow. but then it can't because your outlet it's exiting from there. So from that point, I don't know. I'll have to find out. If you're watching this, Tyler or Mcalpine, which you probably will do, pull me up on that. Let me know. I might send you a message about that just to confirm. So that's the ton. That's one bit I forgot to mention as I was going through the pack. You get your reducer to go to 15mm, and then you obviously got the sleeve there to go to 22. So you're covered for 15 and 22 there. So let's WCF21R. So this is so hard. I'm not used to doing stuff like this. And also, if I'm doing anything, if I'm saying anything wrong, or I'm mispronouncing anything, or I've said something that's not right, please pull me up on it and tell me I'm doing something wrong, because it helps everyone and it helps me. So, normal pan, well, I say a normal pan connector. Obviously, you got your flexi. There's no metal rings inside there, which is quite cool. So it's all plastic construction. Your normal Mcalpine grade rubber, which is nice. And then if you've got so mainly this is designed for your back to the wall toilet, or concealed toilet, whatever you want to call it, where you've got to push the whole toilet back, and then you've got to just hope and pray that nothing leaks. So if the actual outlet isn't completely circle or cylindrical, if you want to say that, this will mould around it and cause the seal. And then you've got the actual Jubilee clip, and it's actually a good grade Jubilee clip. It actually says Jubilee on it, so it's a decent one. You can put that on, screw that on, then you know that you're completely on. Put that into your waste, and then you can push the whole toilet back, knowing that the back of the toilet is going to be completely secure and not leak. So I don't really have much more to say on that. I always use a flexi when I can, just because it does give you that extra movement, because when you've got something rigid, you know, you've got a fixed point there and it can move around. So that is that. Keeping on the theme of pan connectors, this is the FP Kit 3. So great bit of kit, not really expensive, about 20 quid. And this is your back to the wall. So you got your flush pipe there, you got your pan connector there, you've got your flush pipe seal, and then you've got your fixing bolts, your fixing nuts, sorry, and then your covers and your washers. So that's all in that kit. So I've used this kit a number of times, and it's really handy. You know, you get that call, oh, I've got a leaking toilet, and then you look and you go, oh, it's a back to the wall toilet, or sorry, a wall hung toilet, is what I mean. So you think, oh fuck. So if you buy this kit, you know you're covered. It could be the flush cone, it could be the pan connector, it could be the connection inside the boxing or the tiling. But if you buy this kit, you know that when you pull that toilet off, you can change everything. Obviously, apart from the inside, it doesn't come with any of them seals. But great bit of kit. I think it's about 20 quid. But like I say, just to have all the seals and the parts, and you don't really use these because you use the old ones. But you know what it's like. You drop a washer, you drop a nut. Where's it gone? And then you've got spares there. So that's that. Keeping on toilets, you've all seen these. If you haven't, where you've been. These are great by the looks of it. I've never tried them. My one, and it's a bit of a price. They are expensive, but they're stainless steel. They're not going to rust. As soon as I saw these and he showed me, I was like, oh yes, because I really want to try them out. What sprang to my mind straight away is this would be great. You know, if you've got like a contract and you're looking after 20 flats or a residential area, and you know that you're there, you know, a couple of times a year, this would be great, because you know that when you go back there to change any of the toilet parts, you know that you've fitted these, they're not going to be rusty, and you can just spin them off straight away. But yeah, I'll show you a normal one, but these are your 3 bolts. I mean, look how easy that is. Sorry, that's just my power inverter kicking in. But yeah, as you can see there, it's tapered, so you're never going to be able to cross-thread this. Oh, you're never going to be able to cross-thread this or struggle to put it on. Even if you tried to put it on one key, it would find its own. But yeah, that is music to my ears. Because you know what it's like, you've got your head right up against the toilet and you're trying to go like that. You've got the wing nut and the washer and you're trying to put it up there, start it, and then, yeah, so really nice. That is the through bolts. Let me just pause and then I'll show you the close couple. And the close couple, like I say, you've all seen this before, if you haven't. Same setup as the through bolts. Sorry while I mess around here. Obviously you get everything you need, but the great thing about these is you can push these in there. And you know what it's like? I was saying to Tyler that you get an overflow, you'll have a fixed overflow point, and then you'll have a fixed cold pipe for the fill valve. So you've got to try and manoeuvre the whole system down so they go straight on to the overflow and they go straight on to the fill valve connection. And then as soon as you like woggle like that, they just fall off. So that is a great bit of kit that's not going to fall off. And they're quite hard to get off as well. This is your that's your standard one. But yeah, everything's stainless steel. So good bit of kit. Really wanted to try it, but my one negative is the price. Now, you can't make everything cheap because obviously it's stainless steel. Stainless steel is expensive to make and produce. So that's why it's probably so expensive. And when I say so expensive, I don't quote me, but I think they're about 20 quid. Now, your standard close couple kit is what, 4 or 5 quid maybe. So, but like I say, if I had a contract, I probably wouldn't use I've got these, so I'm going to use them. But if I had a contract where I was doing a couple of toilets and I know that I could be going back there in the years to come, I'd definitely fit this, because I know that I've fitted every one of them properties with this setup, so that in years time it's going to be easier for me to just get the bolts, spin them off, job done. Day to day, I don't know if I would, because the price of stuff's expensive. You know, that's 20 quid. If I'm getting Thomas Dudley stuff, you know, fill valve 20 quid, flush valve 25 quid, you know what I mean? This puts the price up of the job and you could lose a job. So I'm in an iron if I'm going to use these and buy them. I think it's a great idea, and I love that they're stainless steel, and I love like the nuts, you can't cross thread them, but they are a bit expensive. So yeah, I'll see how I get on with them. But it would be nice, I did say to Tyler, it would be nice to fit this, and then if you went back to it in a year's time or whatever, it'd be nice to actually take them off after they've been on there for a long time. But being stainless steel, you're not going to have an issue. So that's them. We'll go on to something else. Got some shower traps here. So we'll do this one first. This one, I know it just said it on there, but I was wondering if it was a smaller code. So, sorry about that. ST90WH10-70. This one is your trap, but you've got a white cover. So obviously you can take that out. You know, take that off, clean it out. You know the score if you're a plumber. I'm not going to show you all of that. Comes with your elbow, and that is pretty much it. There's the slim one, and there's your code there, ST90CP10-53. So it's a 90mm wide hole, and then it's a chrome finish on this one, 25mm seal, your 1.5" outlet, and then 53mm high, and then it's you've got a 24 litre a minute flow rate on that one. This one is like this. You've got your compression fit in there, and then you've got this piece here, if I can push it in, and then obviously that's solvent weld, so obviously you could street elbow off to that, or elbow, or straight, wherever, however you do, but that's really nice and thin. That, imagine by the time you go on the tray, you're going to get a lot of room under there. Again, I actually, you can interchange these. That one what I was thinking was, you know, if someone loses the cover, or they lose the cover, or they damage it, I was wondering if you could buy the cheaper range of Mcalpine traps and fit it on, so it looks exactly the same. And I did try it on the other one. I know it's a shallower trap there, or cup, but these, it did actually fit. So I will ask Mcalpine, but I think these are sort of not universal, but in some of their ranges these are universal into each other, if that makes sense. And this one, obviously it's got protective film on it. I think it's just chrome, I think, by the looks of it. Yeah, so it's just like a brushed metal there, and then you've got your 3 holes there, and then your screws. So I'll be interested to try this one out, because you're not, and then you've got your screws, because you're not messing around with that ring that you're trying to catch the threads on and start. You've just got the 3 holes there, so as soon as you can get one started, you like when you're doing a car tyre, you'd start there, and then you'd just go opposite to pull it up. But that's that. I can't tell you much more about that, but that's that one. Half trap and top access. Yeah, let me show you that. So HC2650 UK. I've really been meaning to try this one. But just, you know, so I just haven't had the job that needed to show it. So top access. So it's your plug and your trap all in one. Your waste pipe, your overflow goes into there, and obviously your waste into there, but this is a bit stiff because it's new. You can swivel it. It needs to be stiff because obviously it needs to create a watertight seal. You can't take this apart, from what I've been told. But look at that. You can swivel that wherever you want. Quite, it's bloody stiff, isn't it? You can swivel that wherever you want. Chuck it right to the back if you like. But look at that. All in one, your trap and your plug. So I use the same. It's the same setup as this. So if you fit these a lot, it's the same setup, but without the trap. But what you've got to remember is you've got that part. If you forget about this, you've got the plug part, and then you have your trap underneath it. So it can be quite bulky. Whereas if you got that, it's all in one. So yeah, that's a really nice bit of kit. That I'm excited to try this. And now this come off. Yeah, so there's there. Oh yeah, so that's that, and there's that. Bloody other half's ringing me. Let's hang up on her. So she was saying, Tyler was saying that this is self-setting. So if you put it in like that, when you put it in, when you push it down, it self-sets back to there, so it's always it's not gonna bottom out or anything. It's always gonna stay to that level, set level. And then yeah, really nice. I'm looking forward to trying this. And he was telling me, I hope I'm not gonna, how do I pull this apart? Is it an unscrew job? I hope I haven't broke it. No, it's an unscrew job. So you know, like the waste plugs where you have these holes. Well, this clicker, obviously they're facing down, so when water comes down, it's not going to catch inside of here. Do you know what I mean? So like if that was, imagine if it was that way up, as in the mechanism, not the plug, water would get inside of the clicker. But because it's like that, it's designed where the water's going to flow down, and it won't hold any water inside of there because it's obviously going to draw out. So it's not going to collect any water inside of there. So we've got this one. It's an AAV venter pipe, VPSF 4050, and it will do all your sizes up to 2 inch. So when I say all your sizes, 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch. Solvent weld. So if I'm right, so you've got that screw that you can take off and do it. 2 inch, you could just glue and then push straight into there. Could be wrong on that, let me know. And then you've got your collar there. So I won't push them all the way on, but you got that adapter, and then you can solvent weld that on. And then obviously if you go 1.5 inches, you can just glue that straight on. So I thought that was really cool. I've not seen that before. I usually use the compression style because if this ever knackers up, you can take it off and put a new one on. Only problem is with the solvent weld, obviously, as I've just said, once you've glued it on, if you haven't got enough pipe and stuff like that, you've got a stub sticking out, you're a bit knackered. But yeah, that's if you've got the room and you've got the pipe, that's a really good one to have. So that's that one. I've got 2 here. This is just a standard basin trap, so SA 10 1.25 inch trap. So it's a standard trap, but also what he's given me is this part. So this is the SSIN inlet 2. So this is 1.25 inch and it's a space saver trap inlet. So I thought this was a great bit of kit, this. So you got that, and then you can adapt that onto there. And look at that. Let me just tighten that on so I can do a better job of this. Just go there. But yeah, look at that. So now you can put your plug there and you can chuck your waste right at the back. So you can chuck, I'm trying to show you decent angles here, but yeah, you get the picture. You can put that there, you chuck your waste right at the back, and that gives you enough room for a drawer to go in now. But I thought that was a well cool bit of kit there, because when he showed me this, I thought it was part of the 1.5 inch, you know, like when you do your kitchen traps on your kitchen sinks. But I didn't realise they'd done this part for 1.25 inch for these traps, so I thought that was a really handy bit of kit there to be able to use that. But that is the space saver one. Really nice bit of kit there. Internal and external, there's not much to these. You've all seen these. So yeah, there you go. I can't really tell you much about these. Obviously you can unscrew these, and then there you go. Not much to tell you about that, but internal and external. Let's move on to the next one. Favourite of mine, which I use on every job that I do that I need to change a plug, is this one. This is spring-loaded centre pin basin waste, CWP 690 SS, slotted and unslotted. So I love this. Use it all the time, and I'm going to tell you or show you a problem that I've experienced. So you've all seen these probably before. If you've got an unslotted, you remove this. Let me just show you. So if you've got a slotted, sorry, you'd remove that disc. You'd remove that washer, and then you'd literally just clamp it all together like that. But what I did say I had an issue with, and I don't know, it's not been an issue all the time, but it's happened twice now, is I'd love it if these threads were longer, because what happens is, I haven't got one to show you, but you know on a normal plug, obviously they're a lot longer. So even when they fit a telescopic trap, you're like a few mil off and you can't get it started. So what I've ended up doing is, when I've been quoting, I've been factoring in a telescopic waste. But Tyler did say to me, I'm just going to show you, you've got these two bits of kit here. So you've got, while I drop it everywhere, it's 1.25 inch trap extension, and it's S12A-1. And let me just pick that up. Wherever it's gone, shot right under the desk. But obviously, it's an inch adapter there, so there you go. So you just do that, and then there you go. So you've now got an extra inch, and it all makes a difference, doesn't it, guys and girls? But you now got that extra bit there to then put your trap on. Now I know what people are going to say. Well, now you've just made another connection. Yes, that's true, but it's going to be fine. It's a rubber seal, and then it's a rubber seal on the other end. Don't over tighten it. But yeah, I mean, it's so inexpensive. I think I was like £1.90. You get a new trap. It's like a tenner, isn't it? I also bought this one as well. Try not to drop this one. S12A-F, and this one is 1.25 inch European waste adapter. And I could be wrong. I need to try it, but obviously this one's shorter. So, and it will work on here because it's got a flat washer on there. So there you go, you can tighten that up, and that'll just give you that little bit extra. If you just need a little bit more, a few mil, you can see in there where it stops. But that'll just give you that little bit extra. So if you literally just need a few mil, then you can use this one. And these on their own, standalone, are good to have in the van anyway, if you're not using it for what I'm using it for anyway. But that's your European one. And I think that was like £1.80. So, do you know what I mean? It's so cheap just to have these on the van. But it just means that if you come up short and you haven't got a trap, or you've not quoted for a trap, if you've got these on the van and you only need a little bit of room, put it the right way, mate, you can just add on to it. So yeah, I've always, like, for the last sort of 6-7 months, I've been installing these plugs. Oh, they're so good. Never have no callbacks, no leaks. You don't need to have a tool underneath to hold it, or a spanner. You just literally tighten it up, and its job's a good one. I bought these two that I just showed you, the extension pieces, and I've also bought this, what I'll tell you about now. Once Tyler told me about them extensions, I thought, oh, I need to buy them, so I bought them. And I also bought this one, which is the Mini Flex 1. So there you go. So if no one saw, they do a slip coupler T. Well, I don't know why I've done that, but it's a slip coupler, but it's a T. And I love using them because you can use them for rodding access or unblocking or whatever you're using for. But they haven't come out with a slip coupling coupler yet. I have seen one online, and it is Mcalpine, where it's like it's not a slip, but it's almost like it's like a half slip sort of thing. So the one end is deeper than the other. So you've got like a normal insertion depth on one side, and then the other side is deeper. So it is a slip per se, but it's not a full slip. So Tyler did say try one of these. So what you'd do is imagine this pipe doesn't move. You'd let me just. Sorry. So what you do, you just get out there, and then you go, okay, you could mark. I'm just roughly doing this. I'm not going to cut it, but you could mark it there, or further along, and then once you've cut that bit out, you can put one side on, and then when you're joining the other side, you can pull that side on and tighten it up. Obviously, I've messed up the marking there, but you know what I mean. They do longer versions of these. But yeah, you could do it like that. I don't know about these. I mean, if it's not on show, perfect. And then what I'd probably do is I'd put another clip in there just to brace it, or put a clip either side of the pipe. But I mean, it's not gonna flop down. But obviously, what I would suggest is try and go as like close as you can. So like just a couple of clicks. I mean, it's not going to matter. We've obviously tested these to do what they need to, but I mean, that shows you the sort of radius you can get, or you can do it like that, or you know what I mean. They look really versatile. But he said for while they haven't got the slip coupling out, maybe try that. So I bought that just so I can have it in the van and use it again. 1.25 1.5 inches. And that is pretty much it. Well, that is it. So Mcalpine, I put the sign up there. Thanks for giving me the products to have a look at and go over. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I will keep everyone updated on when I'm using this stuff and how well it performs.